Hey folks, Will Brink here, www.brinkzone.com, and today we're going to talk about coffee. As many of you have probably noted from watching my videos, which I've got 100 plus videos now, I've usually got a mug in my hand, and yes, it is almost always coffee. I like to make my videos in the morning and with my mug of coffee, and people have asked before, what's in the mug. So we're going to discuss coffee today. Let's talk basic studies first about coffee. The studies are pretty conclusive these days that coffee is loaded with a variety of antioxidants. Studies suggest that it helps prevent Alzheimer's disease, may help prevent diabetes, and there are a number of benefits to coffee. And I'm not going to go down the list. Basically, just do a Google search, benefits of coffee. You'll get probably some good articles from like WebMD and stuff. So there appears really to be benefits to coffee. Now, like anything, especially a compound such as coffee or food such as coffee, whatever, that has hundreds of compounds in it, it's not a perfect thing. What you will have to look at, of course, is what are the risks to benefit. And it appears that the benefit clearly outweighs the risks with coffee. But again, like anything, alcohol and a lot of things that can be healthy at one dose are, there's a diminishing return as the dose goes higher and higher. And so, like anything, you have to look at moderation when it comes to coffee. And at some point, it's not going to be healthy for you. A mug a day or 2 mugs a day is fine. If you're drinking a pot a day, that's probably not so fine, and so on and so forth. Again, this comes under the heading of common sense. So coffee appears to be a plus. Now, of course, one of the issues about coffee is what you put in it. I like my coffee, like my women, strong and black. Okay, as a joke, don't get all worked up. But my point being, what you put in the coffee has a lot to do with the issues of coffee. And then, of course, people tend to dump sweeteners, and they dump a bunch of cream and a bunch of stuff in their coffee. And that's usually where probably more of the issues come as far as the calories and the problematic things associated to coffee, maybe weight gain, that type of thing. So you got to look at that. So that's my basic rundown on coffee, and I'm not going to go a lot into benefits and all that. As I said, this is something easy for you to go look up. I do want to talk a little bit, however, just about coffee, good coffee. What is good coffee? We already get good coffee. A lot of people really don't know coffee. They go get their coffee from a place that makes donuts or whatever and think they know something about coffee and don't realize that, like wine, like a lot of things, there's a real range of coffee. So I actually something of a coffee snob. I'm sorry, but I'm going to admit I am a bit of a coffee snob. I tend to order from small roasteries around the country and try all different types of coffees. I do tend to like strong coffee for sure. And that's, if you get into coffee, the way you need to make a good cup of coffee is you need to get it in bean form. You need to grind it in the morning, grind it fresh daily in a good grinder. And you can make it in a good drip coffee maker for sure, but I will tell you that probably, in my view, the best way to make a really good cup of coffee is using a French press. And a French press, you basically pour in the boiling water, you put in the coffee, you let it steep for the amount of time that you want to make it the flavor you want, and then, as the name implies, you slowly press this down, which of course separates the grind from the water, and then you have what may be the world's best cup of coffee. But again, there's different ways of making coffees and cappuccinos and so on and so on. But this is how I make my coffee in the morning, generally using a French press. If I'm in a rush, I'll use a good drip coffee maker, but this is what you want. And again, there's a lot of great roasteries out there that make great coffees. Obviously I haven't tried them all. I've tried a bunch of them. I would like to say, though, to give a plug, the one that I come back to personally over and over again is the Roastery. They're out of Kansas City. I'll put the web page shortly in the video. And the Roastery is my favorite. I could come back to them, year after year. And my favorite, I've tried a bunch. I think they're really good, but I gotta tell you my personal favorite. Let's see if I can get this. It's called Full Vengeance. It is the stuff. I say I grind it fresh every morning. I make it in my French press. I make a nice strong cup of coffee for myself. Sometimes with enough for a refill. I don't drink a lot of coffee, but the coffee that I drink has to taste really good and has to be strong and has to make me feel good. As far as I'm concerned, there's no sunshine without coffee. Sorry, that's how I see it. Nectar of the gods and all that. And so now you know that there are benefits to coffee. Now you know how to make a really good cup of coffee if you want to get into coffee and try out different coffees. If you have a particular roastery that you want to recommend to me, please feel free to do so. I'm always up for trying new coffees, and hope this info helps. And if you like it, please hit the likes and the Twitter and all that. And I'll see you all on the Brink Zone. Now, for more information on this topic, head on over to www.brinkzone.com, where you'll find my blog, more videos, free reports on fat loss, muscle building supplementation, fitness, health, and longevity, as well as a ton of articles in my free weekly fitness newsletter. And I'll see you all on the Brink Zone.